What's going on, everyone? It's your boy DeAnte. Break the cycle section. How you doing? And welcome to today's forecast from GBPUSD. Before I get into these charts, guys, let me just remind you, if you're new to my channel, first of all, let me say, how you doing? Make sure that you subscribe to our channel. You click on that bell button so you get notifications every time we drop a new chart, all right? Also, go ahead and check out the description down below. Our free Telegram channel is down there. You can get access to that. You get signals 2 to 3 times throughout the week. We also drop charts as well as tools, strategies, all kinds of things for free inside that Telegram channel. If you're new to Forex and you want to learn how you get an extra edge in the market, how you can learn how to break down these charts really and become an independent trader, check out our academy, breakthecyclefs.com. That link is also down below in the description. There you'll see that we'll have step-by-step videos to train you on how to trade in these markets. We also have a huge support community that's there for you to actually help you when you need help. So check that out, breakthecyclefs.com, all right? So without further ado, here goes GBPUSD for this week. Let's go! GU on the weekly, what do you see, guys? We saw that price that fell all the way down to the bottom of our channel, right? I believe this was the one that, price, it fell down here, retested this level. I was trying to see it, would it go all the way down to the channel. I can't remember if it did or not. All the way down to the bottom trend line. At any rate, it did start to buy up, and we were saying, look, we're at the bottom of this channel. This is a weekly trend line over here coming straight across. Okay, so we're saying if price fits back up to that weekly trend line, we're looking for rejection back down, possibly break out this channel for a longer term sell. Okay, here's the 4 hour. So basically, we dropped our trend line here. We're saying, look, this thing, as long as it stays above our trend line, more than likely it's to buy up. So we're expecting a drop. Not a drop. I'm sorry, a rejection off of our trend line to create another higher high before the overall fall. Right, overall breakdown at around like 1.3023, 1.3030. Okay, right up here. We figured this would be a stronger zone because not only did it line up with our top strong resistance level, and it was also pretty close to our EMA 200 once it did pull back, but was also lined up with that trend line on the weekly. So it's like a whole bunch of strong confirmations that we saw that would make it tough for GU to break through. So let's see how it played out. All right. So GU, it didn't really pull up any at all. Like this candle right here that started to go bullish last week, that's where it ended up going straight bearish, right? Retested the bottom of our 50 EMA. The bottom of our 50 EMA. It retested our 50 on the weekly and also the bottom of our trend. So right now, guys, we could still possibly see a rejection off of this trend line, especially on the lower time frames. Let me check out the EMA 200 real quick. All right, cool. Let's drop down to the daily time frame. So we're still at the bottom of our trend line here, right? The bottom of our channel here. Okay, that looks like a head and shoulders pattern over here, right? And this is a possible double bottom right here at the EMA 200. If it is, we could possibly see if we get rejection off of here. First of all, we'll need to see price break the support level, and we'll probably see it buy up at least to the 50. I wouldn't mind seeing price go back up to 1.3 thousand, but first we have to break 1.2800. Okay, remember with GBP pairs, or with a lot of times with GBP pairs, we start to see like the big moves, 100 moves, 150 move ADR. So if we look. If I drop a fib, where's my fib at, man? Here we go. So if I drop the fib from here, high to swing low, This is where we're working at. Want to see if price actually pulls up to our 62 level, in between our 50 and 62 level, okay? By the time it does pull up to that, then we'll possibly see it reject off, all right? So on gold, I'm going to go back to gold real quick, because on gold, we were expecting either a break up, like a push up or a push back down. For GU, if gold starts to push up, we're going to see GU push up. All right, more than likely we may see it push up. Okay, if it does, you don't need to go for this whole. If you consider this a double bottom, you don't need to try to go for the biggest move. All right, just take it from level to level. So if I was to move this, and if I was just trading off of this alone, once gold broke, once GU started to break this resistance level. I'm already expecting it to go up at least to the 50 EMA, right? Or at least if this is level 1.2800, I want to see it at least go to 1.2900. Does that make sense? I want to see it move 100 pips, right? Remember one of the previous webinars I did, guys, when I charted up the pairs 100 pips apart. I set my support and resistance, and we just traded from one level to the next, right? One level to the next. So in this instance, we'll either get, when we get the break above 1.2900 lines up with this 50 EMA. Easy day. If it decides to break above, boom, buy up, and then we might possibly see another push down like that. Does that make sense, guys? But if it doesn't break this 50 EMA, though, remember that 50 is just going to bring price down. It's just going to bring price down like this. Get my 50, all right? It should just bring price down like that. And as it does, you're going to see it get respected. Like that. Boom. Just to keep on respecting that 50. Boom, 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 like so. Okay? Until it proves otherwise, until we break this high here, we're gonna keep on coming down. Makes sense so far? So if it does break down, we could see, I don't want to speculate no further, okay? Because I want us to be able to react to the market, all right? So we got two moves. We see the push up, boom, and possible rejection back down. If that doesn't happen, we get the break down below. If it decides just to be like, you know what, I don't want to buy up, we're just going to break down. Boom. There you go. Okay? There you go. That's on the daily. Let's see what we see on the smaller time frame, because we might be able to see this pullback on the smaller time frame, right? Look at this 4 hour. All right. So on the 4 hour, what we could do is we have our levels here. We could go ahead and drop a fib. I'm gonna drop the fib on this high right here. We could drop it on this high. Yeah, let's do that because that wasn't retested. Cool. All right. So drop our fib on here. Now we got our levels. All right. Now we could see, okay, how high can that possibly go up? All right. If this is a turning point. So we're expecting to come up at least to the 50 fib level. I'd like to see price come up to 62 and 705 here. All right. But before it can make it up here, it has to break this 50 EMA. So that's why I'm not too I'm just going to watch it for now to see what it does, if that makes sense, okay? I want to see what it does, especially at this bottom trend line and this level up here. So it's basically playing. We could do this. Boom. Boom. I feel like there's so much on here. Let me take some of this stuff off, guys. Take this off. See if I get this bad boy to line up good for us. All right. So if I was to just hide this for a brief second. This is what our channel looks like. Okay. This is what our channel looks like. Where's our 50 EMA? We know where we're going. So if price comes up here at this support resistance level and our 50 EMA is lined up and we're at the top of our trend, we may see a rejection off of this, okay? It has to break all of this in order for it to come up here, all right? If not, just keep on playing what the chart gives you. If it's still showing you, look, I'm not ready to continue buying, we're keep on selling, then keep on selling. If we're at 1.2800, take this down to, where we at? 1.2700. Right? 100 pip move, and look, that lines up right at the bottom of this channel, basically. Okay, so you can take it from top to bottom. As long as we stay under the 50, every time it comes back up to the top of your trend line, you take the sell. Every time it comes back up to the trend line, I'm going to be looking to take the sell. Okay, back down to like 1.2700, and then see what it does from there. Make sense? Does that make sense, guys? Let me know, and then I'll move on to the next chart. All right, it's the same thing. Everything we do is the same thing, guys. Support, resistance, we track price in between support, resistance, then we figure out, do we have a channel? Once we have a channel, now we know where we're trading. We sell at the top, buy at the bottom. If we're sticking with the overall trend, in this case, we are going down, so it's a bearish trend. Then every time it pulls up to the top of our trend line, take the sell down. Every time it pulls up, take the sell down, right? This one would have been a little bit of drawdown, and then what would it do? It fell 100 pips, right? Now we're coming back up. If we get rejection, start getting these wicks up here, guys, boom, take the sell down, okay? Let me check this TDI real quick. Let's see what the TDI is telling us. So TDI is showing right now, look, TDI is going to tell us what's going to happen. Oh, potentially, okay? So TDI, market sentiment is below the 50 static. What does that tell us? Well, look at the sells, right? The stronger sell will come when you see this TDI start to hook back down, right? If it's still above market sentiment, there's still a possibility that it could pull back up and do another retest up top. And that would just signify price would do another retest to the 50 EMA. But once you start to see this TDI and trigger line cross below market sentiment like it did over here, you see how that lined up? It just sold right off of that, right? When you start to see this, the same thing happen over here, you should not be taking no buys whatsoever. Right? I wouldn't even take a buy scalp. Let's talk about it. So once we start, if we see this come up to the 50 static, it'll start to reject that down. Definitely, and you start to see it lined up here with like an engulfing bearish candle. They definitely know we're still short, and we're gonna keep on taking it down. Okay. And one last thing I'm gonna look at. Let me just look at the 1 hour real quick. That was the 4 hour. Let's look at the 1 hour real quick. We already looked at it earlier. I want to see where this lines up with on our fib, okay? So I'm going to drop this fib. That's a nice channel. That looks a lot better. I'm going to drop this fib from here, this high, to swing low here, to this low. And we see it basically, let me take this EMAs off so you guys can see. And let me see here. We see price, what did it do? When it finally did fall out the bottom, it just came up, tested the 50, boom, rejected off of it. Came back up to the 50 again, 1, 2 times, 3 times, right? This one wasn't a pretty big drop, but it was enough, right? Rejected, 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, when it did break the 50, what did it do? It went up to the 6.2 and rejected right off of that, right? So we could possibly see. We have to see what happens right here at this 50 and the 618. I would like to see it probably come up one more time, right? And look for a sell. Boom. Right at my 6.2 level. If it pops up to this 0.7 level up here, my second kill zone level, even better. Okay, even better. Let me see if this lines up with our 50 EMA. It's well below our 50. So this gives me, on this 1 hour, it lets me know a couple of things. When prices is moving back and forth on the 50, that's basically consolidation, sideways movement, right? So some people might like to trade that. If you do, you just take the sells at the top, buys at the bottom, right? But for me, when it start playing around like that, I will wait for it to pull all the way up here, and then I'll just take the sell back down to the 50 EMA. Right, every time I pull this up, I'll take it back down to the 50 EMA. Does that make sense? Like the 50 EMA would be take profit 1, and then take profit 2 would be the absolute bottom. Does that make sense, guys? All right, guys, so that's it for GBPUSD. Remember to always trade what the chart gives you, all right? Keep in mind, we do have about a 200 pip buy based off of the weekly time frame, all right? So be sure that you keep an eye on those higher time frames and then go for your entries in the lower time frames, all right? If you want to keep track of this chart, go ahead and check out the Telegram channel down below. Remember that is free to join, and I do drop all my charts that I do throughout the week in that channel, okay? As always, it's your boy DeAnte, Break the Cycle Section, and I'll see you in the next video.